Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time for the best real estate podcast online. It is time for Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live with Mike and Dave Elkins, presented by Elite Realty Group. Here's some real estate info we're going to give to you today. All right, and you will want to make sure you're paying attention to this.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is good, straightforward info. This is info a lot of people won't tell you, but we're going to tell you.
That's right. This is stuff that you need to know.
Absolutely.
Again, you might not need to know it right now, but you might know somebody who does.
Yes.
And we're going to come straight from the horse's mouth.
Here's our disclaimer. We're not giving you legal advice. We're not giving you financial advice. We're not telling you to do or what not to do. We are simply offering up our
advice,
opinions and advice.
Yeah.
Again, you can take this if you want legal advice.
I was ready to say bam.
Go to an attorney.
I was waiting on you to finish.
So let's do it here. So if you want legal advice, go to an attorney.
Bam!
If you want financial advice, go to a CPA.
Bam!
But we're just here to have a whole lot of fun today, and we thank you for tuning in. So here's the first thing, all right? Here's the first thing. If you've been watching our shows and paying attention.
Nick Perky says green apple and caramel.
I love the green
Sorry
apple.
to interrupt you.
See, you're starving now.
Siobhan says Reese kept, I'm watching this like
They're
a hawk.
throwing for it. All right, here we go. 5 reasons your home won't sell. First one. Bet you can't guess this one. First one. We have told you this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right?
Right.
But the number one reason, it's cut and dry, it ain't even close. The number one reason your home will not sell is because you choose to overprice it.
Bam!
Got it?
Got him.
You choose to overprice your house. Now, again, that's something you don't want to even venture down that road.
No,
right?
do not.
We are seeing now more than ever these overpriced homes killing people trying to sell.
Yeah.
Right? They're just hurting people so bad, again, because their home is overpriced.
Right.
To keep that from happening, do one of 2 things. There's 2 things you can do to solve this problem right up front. Right? I was going to say bam right up front, but I didn't. So there's 2 things you can do to solve this problem right up front. One, get you a realtor. All right. Have them to complete a market analysis on your home. That's going to give you an opinion of what the market says your house is worth. That's going to get you close. All right. But you still got to listen to them. Number 2 is you can hire an actual true professional that does this on a daily basis.
Yep.
You can hire an appraiser to actually come out and appraise your house and tell you what it's worth. If you don't hear anything we say today, don't overprice your house.
Exactly. It'll kill you. It will kill you.
Yeah, it will definitely make it hard. That is the number one reason that homes do not sell, especially, yes, in the day and time that we live in now. It is the number one reason why it don't sell. So that's number 1.
Kim's been my bammer buddy on here. Bam!
Gotcha. All right, keep it going here. Number 2. The number 2 reason homes don't sell is low showing availability. In other words, it's hard to show your house.
Right.
You ever experienced that?
Oh yeah. I think I said it a while back. You know, it's I don't know why. It just seems like a thing right now. Everybody, not everybody, but you know, a lot. You call and it's just not it's not the agents who have it listed. It's not, if it's my listing, it's not my fault. But man, when your sellers just say, you know, it's actually just not a good day, to let anybody come look.
Right. You're thinking, are you trying to sell your house or not?
Yeah, I mean, I could see if you was wanting to go look at it at 6 in the morning or 9 at night, whatever bad times. Yeah. But man, when you're wanting to come look at 6:30, and they shut you down,
it's a hard thing. Yeah. So that will definitely keep people. Remember, if they can't see it, they can't buy it.
Right.
Well, it's highly unlikely they're going to.
Right.
They're calling wanting to come and see it. One, because they probably have an interest in it.
Yeah, and more than likely, I think I said this before too, but yours is probably not the only one picked up on the list. They've probably scheduled 2 or 3. So if you don't get into yours, boom, you are eliminated.
Yeah. You'll remember a story last week about us telling you about Dave had a showing of 3 people within an hour and a half on one listing. Ended up getting 2 offers on the listing. It's going pending now, I'm assuming. So again, those things, but that house had to be available to get those people in at the time that they needed to get in there. So, you know, again, this is 5 reasons, remember, why that your home will not. And if you're trying to sell it, you don't want that not in there, right?
No.
You want it to sell.
Well, that should be the purpose. If you're just testing to see what you can get, you're not real serious about selling. You know what I mean?
No. And if you're serious, these are things that you're going to want to avoid.
Right. Exactly.
Don't price it too high.
No.
Overpricing is going to shoot you down, hurt you really bad. But again, low showing availability, it's got to be able to be seen. Mm-hmm. That's number 2. Number 3, go ahead.
I was going to go back to overpriced for just a minute.
Go ahead. No, go back. Because that is the biggest.
It's the biggest by far.
It's the biggest.
But, you hear people. I've had people whose listings that I've gotten or listings that are coming,
right.
I guess so to say. But that's one of the biggest questions.
Yes.
I know there ain't a whole lot of inventory out there right now.
Should I price it higher?
Let's price it up. Or what do you think I can get for it?
Right.
Okay, the numbers might say you can get 200. You think we're off for 240? Put up our 240.
Yes.
We can always drop.
Right. You can come down and can't go up.
Right. But then people, they don't realize, because everything you do is questioned.
Yes.
I feel like Butch Jones sometimes.
Yeah, there's a process.
We're questioned here a lot.
Yeah.
But because they're going to say, well, wonder why they dropped it $40,000.
Right.
Wonder what's wrong with it.
Yes.
Well, nothing. We're just getting it back down to where to sell now.
Where it needs to be.
Right. So, okay, sorry to go back to
that's a big thing there that you got to watch out for. Again, these are reasons your home will not sell.
Right.
All right? Will not sell. Number 1's overpriced, not in any particular order, but number 1 is overpriced.
Yeah.
Number 2 that we gave you, again, not in any order, is this low showing availability. It's not available. People won't get their house ready to show. Number 3 is homes are very cluttered. Now, let me tell you a little bit here about what we do. And this is not just, again, but one of the things that we do when we list homes for people, usually once a month, time available to do this. But we do what we call property tour. All right, and we take all of our agents that want to go, we load up in the car, and we go look at some listings that we have gotten within the last month, and we literally evaluate those listings.
Right.
We go in and tell the listing agent, hey, this is what we see. This is the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, so on and so forth. One of the top things that is on that list that we see a lot of times that gets complaints is you can't see the house for the clutter.
Right.
Now, again, I'm the pot calling the kettle black here, right?
Right.
But, if you're getting your house on the market to sell, declutter that thing just a little bit, especially the kitchen, those areas like that, your counter space. The less clutter you have, the bigger it's going to seem, the bigger it is, because there's just absolutely more room. But again, just cluttered space, the living room, the kitchen, all of that.
Right.
It kills what you see of the house. Remember, people are not buying your stuff.
Right.
They're buying the house.
I'm going to tell you something. This is, and it's not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing but what's a big thing? It's been going on for a while. Is that couponing?
Yes.
Now that's big.
Yes.
People do that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
it's very smart to do that.
Yes.
But I have showed numerous houses.
Yes.
That you have rooms or 2 rooms.
Right.
That you can't even get in because of the coupon. Now it impresses people. Wow, that's a definitely.
I've got 47 rolls of toilet paper in the bathroom.
Right, but I'm serious. Like the people when I was with them, they was like, we can't even get over there to look at the closet in this bedroom.
Right.
So, that's not.
It's
not a good thing to, I guess, have it all piled up whenever you're trying to sell your house.
Right.
It's okay to do it. But think about it once you're selling your house. Get a storage building.
That's what I was getting ready to say. A couple of weeks back, we talked about getting your house ready to sell. Mm-hmm. That should be one of the things you take care of that. Because, again, if you don't, we're giving you reasons today your house is not going to sell.
Right.
This is one of, if they can't get in the bedroom that one of their kids are going to have to sleep in, there's a good chance they're not buying your house.
Right.
There's a good chance that that's not happening. So, again, cut the clutter.
People want to be able to access their house, the house that they're buying. They're going to open cabinets. They're going to open closets. It's just going to happen. They want to see. They want to see it. Feel everything.
Yes, because they're going to be paying the next 30 years of their life. They're going to be paying likely for this home. So they're going to want to see it. 5 reasons we're giving you today. Don't get mad at us.
Don't get mad at us.
We're just shooting you straight here today. We're giving you the
bam.
Yeah, we're giving you the straight from the shooter's mouth here today. We're giving you that. So we've talked about 1 being overpriced, 2 being not being able to see it, low availability to show it, 3 being it's cluttered, 4, And if I was putting these in order, I'd put this as the second reason houses don't sell, by the way. But number 4 you'll want to write down is unpleasant odors.
Now this is touchy. This is touchy, but now this is true.
But this is big time.
Bam!
This is big time. This is big time. Unpleasant odors in a home. When we go in or someone else comes in, now here, let me talk about my house. Okay, I'll talk about my house. My house has my family's stuff, my family's smell, my Dawn dishwashing liquid, my fabric softener that my wife used. So it's got my family's smell in it. Yours has yours. Theirs has theirs.
Right.
But there are some times, whether that be, again, I got a doggy, I love him, he comes in the house, so on and so forth. But sometimes old Bear comes in the house and Bear stinks.
Right.
I got to do something about that.
Right.
Especially if I've got my home on the market to sell. When people walk in your house, 2 things happen. They form in their mind right then, right there, they form in their mind, I like what I see, or, oh my goodness, what's that smell?
Oh, yeah.
And if there's a bad smell when you go in a house, it turns you off immediately. I've
got another bammer here.
We like it. Bam. We like it. But it turns people off immediately.
Absolutely.
One of the things, again, that we as agents, when we go do these walkthroughs, that's one of the big top items that we say about these homes is sometimes we go in those homes and we're like, what is that smell?
First
what
impression.
Is that? And we don't know what it is. Sometimes that could be mold. Sometimes we don't sometimes know what it is. But again, whether that be smoking, whether that be, animals, whether that be mold, whether that be mildew, whatever that is, whether that just be dirty carpet,
right,
wet, whatever. Those are some things that, again, sometimes an air freshener.
Yeah, buy some air.
That's what we're getting at.
Yeah, that's
here.
what I'm saying.
Buy Not that your house stinks that it ain't going to sell.
Right.
But do something about it.
Right. Light a candle.
Yes.
Sabrina said this good point. Don't go overboard.
Right.
Because on
the other hand,
some people's got like a real sensitive nose to air fresheners.
Me, right here.
And so if it's in your car or anything, it drives them crazy.
Funny story about that. I walked yesterday. We went out after we shot our commercials yesterday. After we were shooting commercials in an office, we went out to eat. And I went in this restaurant. And I opened the door to the restaurant. And they were doing these candles that you're talking about.
Right.
So as I went through, I was like, oh my goodness, what in the world is that? It was just overpowering candle.
Right.
On my way back out, guess how I walked out of the restaurant? My shirt was up over my nose because it was awful.
Right.
It was just too it was bam, hit you right in the face.
Right.
It got you just real quick. So again, you're right. Don't go overboard on that.
Yeah. And we'll say the same thing about, and I know again this is where you get touchy, but about smoking.
Yes.
People smoke in the house. If that's what they want to do, that's their choice.
Absolutely.
But there's people who don't like smoke.
That's
so
right.
Just know that.
Yeah.
And again,
there's where, again, a good air purifier, a candle, something's going to maybe potentially help with that. Again, we're giving you reasons today why, these homes are not going to sell. So those are things, again, that you want to be on the lookout for because, again, remember when people step in your house, they're forming an opinion right then and right there about what's going on with that house. So number 1's overpriced. Number 2 is people can't get in to see it. Number 3 is cut your clutter down.
Right.
Number 4 is make sure you got the smell under control.
Right. Again, you're probably, everybody's house is probably going to need that candle lit.
Yes.
For one, it gives you a homey feel.
Chip cookies.
Yeah.
Something,
Just something to give it a fresh smell.
Yes, there you go.
So don't stress about it too much.
No.
But make sure that you're aware of it.
Right. And again, we're not saying that your house stinks or that it could or whatever. But again, remember, someone's coming in to look at it that's kind of outside of your scope. And again, we're giving you the reasons that we see when we go out there and look at these houses and take people out on this is what we run into. You would be shocked at what we run into sometimes, all right? And some of that will always stay behind the closed doors. But things like this that you may want to be aware of.
You got to put yourself in other people's shoes. And a lot of people have trouble doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
If you walked into a house and you thought it stunk,
no matter
what that smell is.
Right.
if it smells like, whatever.
And you may think chocolate chip cookies stink.
You might think
that's okay. Don't put a chocolate chip cookie out.
Right.
Just make sure your house smells good. That's what we're getting at. But that's one of the top 5 reasons, and I'm telling you, behind price, I'd put this right up there with anybody else as why things ain't happening, because you go in and something ain't right.
Yeah.
So again, those unpleasant odors, you want to get help with those. Number 5, all right? Number 5 is being just an unreasonable seller. And what I mean by that is
unwilling to do anything.
Like, this is what it is. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to price it right. No. I don't care if it stinks or not. I've got clutter laying all over the house. They can walk over my dirty clothes. It doesn't matter to me. Right. I'm not going to let them see it this morning because I just don't want to. Doing all that we just said not to do. That's being an unreasonable seller. Mm-hmm. That's the 5th reason why, again, that your house.
They don't want to negotiate
nothing.
If they get an offer.
Yeah.
You get those. You get those ones that say, if they don't ask, if they're not asking, if they don't offer what we're asking, I don't even want to know about it.
Right.
Well,
so again, those are 5 reasons why your home may not sell. And we want you to make sure that you got that information. A lot of people, again, won't tell you this information because sometimes it's confrontational.
Yeah.
But you know what? We want you to know this.
Bam.
Because if you put your house on the market, your ultimate goal is to get that bad boy sold. Right. Not just list it, but sell.
And that should be your realtor's goal too. That's our goal when we list one. Yes. We tell people all the time, we don't list them to list them, we list them to sell them.
That's exactly right.
So we want you to know straight up.
You want this information. So again, 5 reasons today we talked about your house won't sell. We thank each and every one of you for listening to today's podcast. Tune in for future episodes by subscribing to our channel and get the latest and greatest real estate information right here on Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live, presented by Elite Realty Group. Until next time, have a great and blessed day.